Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you, John Kassir. Pleasure. Henning. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Excellent.
All Star Trek, they have Shatner. They just work fairly well with Shatner, but the rest of the people, I don't know. Then ice in a Sprite or something to get out there.
Ja.
Das wäre aber auch nur der Preis, der vorher schon würde man heute bestellen. Ach so. Und jetzt nicht. Und hätte ich sich da in Amerika wie lange ist die Produktionszeit? 10 bis 14 Tage. Maximal. Aber dann nur wirklich ohne Legislativ. Also sind wir noch schon. Die Varianten sind genau das gleiche. Ich komme drauf zurück. Keine
Macht ihr die wirklich alle zusammen? Oder?
Beides. Ja, das ist gut.
Yes, you said because the other guy, which was the LD, was a latest, is on the way. Okay. Did you say you wanted to do in Iceland, in Holland? MAR, the big one, but not the little one. We packed by
Trying to remake.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob's on me.
Whatever that means, I have no idea. Sure.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Charles. Hi. How are you? Good. What's your name? Julian. Sure. Be happy to. Sure. Would you spell it for me? L. Maybe I better write this down. He's going to write it for me. Nice name, though.
Du hast Moment rein, wenn du schaust hier. Das merken Sie dann, dann kommt jetzt zu der Punkt.
market first.
English. You press the button a little bit, then comes the green point. Then you put
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't do it. The amendment's running the show to that single picture.
Yeah, a single picture. Okay, ich mach das. Thank you very much. Also alleine? Ja, den gucke ich schon. Ich habe klar, kein Problem.
if I give you a card,
Ja.
Ja klar, also das ist, du musst bloß halt hier 15 bezahlen und dann beim nächsten 10. Klar kannst du.
this is what I do. I always
Okay. This is great.
because I let you finish.
Oh,
Absolutely. Where you from?
I'm from a small town in Northern Germany.
Okay.
Near the east side.
All right. And do you want your name on here as well, or your name is Christian? Christian, like do you want to choke on him? Christian.
This signature.
See, this pen is no damn good.
maybe because it's polished, so.
Yeah, but I think it's also a bad pen. Try it again.
Hello.
Still?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Thank you for being a fan.
Now we got a problem.
I will. Thank you too. But
Maybe somewhere else? Maybe euros. But don't polish George away. Looks better.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Do I bother?
The from England, right? You'll be in Manchester next week. I'll be in, you'll be in, you go to Birmingham?
hi.
I'm not going to Birmingham.
Great jacket.
There you go.
Could you help out an old altar boy, Father?
I'll never watch The Exorcist again and not remember you.
Thank you, Michael. Good to meet you,
You're not my mother!
Joe's waking up.
What am I gonna do? A guy named Demi. I gotta run with him. Demi?
I don't know. That'll make you crazy.
Not my mother!
Hi.
Hello, Karis.
Oh yeah, there's another guy named Barbeau.
You look like Sal Mineo.
Brought us a movie day after day.
It's Dawn of the Dead.
What's the matter with you?
Oh, it's a director's cut. You're in this movie, so you're in
I'm
it.
teasing you.
Oh,
I'm teasing you.
yes, I know. I hope so.
I made a mistake.
Let me guess.
Demi.
There you go. I knew it. There you go. I knew it.
Demi.
What?
This is great, man.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Just a signature.
Yeah, if you can write anything else on it, great. So, do
You want choke on him?
you have a special line in Dawn of the Dead?
No, Dawn of the Dead.
It's not Day of the Dead, so.
Wait a minute. Yeah. That's why I was. Hang on.
You have some dialogue.
Yeah,
Wait.
sure.
Don't look at me.
What about that helicopter?
You are
No shit, Sherlock.
making traffic reports.
The traffic helicopter guy. You made a comment
I said,
about.
no
Yeah.
shit. He says, don't I say no shit when you say, Steve, what's his name? No shit? No, what do I say to you? On the dock. Oh.
Do you know any special line from Dawn of the Dead?
Oh,
He said,
I say no shit, fly boy.
yeah? No, you don't know the name Flyboy, so.
Okay.
Follow the logic.
How about no shit?
Yeah, sure.
No, what? It's your reel. What do you want?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, make it. No shit.
No shit.
That's okay.
Joe Pilato.
Okay. And to Frank, if possible.
Say again?
To Frank?
Oh, absolutely. Foree and Kane, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very well. You have a book for me? What book is that? Oh, yeah! That's Frank's book. Where's Frank?
There you go, Jamie. That's 15.
Yeah. Sir, come on. I'm gonna talk to him.
Has this been run through a projector ever?
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
No sign, nothing. Just a picture.
Just wants to buy a photo?
Yeah.
How much did you sign the photo?
I said 20. Just a picture.
He just wants a...
A non-signed picture. Yeah.
Really? Come on, he needs to get a sign.
No, he said he had already a sign. He only needs a picture.
Dance of the Dead DVDs. It's different. Yeah, I like this one.
Ask him which one he wants.
Yeah, this is different than the other one.
Oh, for later?
Jonathan on the back.
Okay. All right.
Look at that shot. This is great. See, doesn't that look like German? All the ones. Very small. Okay, and this is more Karst. C-A-R-C or K? C-A-R-S-T.
Das könnt ihr
Thank you. It's great. I'm glad I got to see it. Oh my God, is that a laser disc? Yes. Oh my God. A laser disc. It's rare. Yeah, why you take
I'll make a remake. And the reason I don't make a remake and they have a mall. Mall could be the remake. And everything happened in the mall. Not didn't, but most of the message was small. And that didn't happen. But I thought it was a great ball.
Yeah. So when you first played, when they asked you to
No.
I said no. Why did you change your mind?
The fans, you know, I figured that they would like to see me in it, you know, that kind of thing. So at the last moment, I said, okay, let's do it.
Your line.
Yeah, I had to do the line. If you saw the director's cut, I had more stuff I said. But by the time they wanted me to time, I was, you know, at that point, I had picked up weight from something else. Stage weighed about almost 375 pounds. Okay. A real fat preacher. Loaded feature.
Making of Informationen. Früher, so man froh, wenn man überhaupt keiner da ist. Wir sind dann nach Holland gefahren oder sonst wo. Der dritte lief ja damals noch in den Kilos, der vierte wurde dann beschlagen. Alles. Die drehen noch alle durch. Solche Leute, die sowas machen, sind eigentlich sagt man.
Because I still think this is one of the scariest movies ever made. Very fun.
Let those be careful, those are a little wet, let those dry.
I know that, except when I just got No, no, no.
That's
Oh, really?
Those are the boys that just won the Oscars for China. Narnia, excuse me, it's the Jedi. Yeah. Well, I was a clown. I did most of the clowns in Shakespeare professionally before I came back to Hollywood, which was my hometown. I did this. I had a great time doing not Lancelot Gobble, that's Merchant of Venice. Grumio in Taming of the Shrew, I had a great time doing that. That just because he's there all the time with the Trujillo, so that's really fun. You're on stage a lot. And then I also, God, I'm trying to think which one, where I had the giant dog. And I was always tethered to this giant dog off stage, and I'm forgetting the play now. It might be, it's not Comedy of Errors. I may remember it in an hour. But I did a George Bernard Shaw play that was written by George Bernard Shaw as an exercise to have a hit on the West End being London's Broadway. He literally wrote this play as a wager that he could have a hit, a kind of a Neil Simon comedy hit. And I did a part of this play, and I thought I knew how to look for a joke, and I thought I could find jokes on the page. And I had an entrance in the third act with the role that played my sister, and we just walked through a door. And people in the play had been on stage talking about us, and we just walked through the door, and we got a 5-minute laugh. And I hadn't seen it in rehearsal, and I hadn't found it in the momentum of the piece, and I didn't see the joke, and it was a great learning experience, to know that. And I think that really great writing, you can always surprise you with stuff like that.
So you're used to doing bad material, and you're always having to try to create something that's not there, and it's when you can trust the material, just trust that when you do inserting the script will work.
I guess it's called the accumulative joke. People have enjoyed your performance for 2 acts, and people are talking about you. There's enough story and plot going along that for something like that to happen, so it's just a wonderful, wonderful thrill for an actor.
or two more questions? What about, I just finished a movie called Pirate Camp, which was kind of fun. I'm the head of Blackbeard. These kids go to a pirate camp, and it turns out the pirates are real pirates that are stuck there because of a curse. And Blackbeard had historically been the head, and I am, just the head of Blackbeard. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of episodic television, a lot of interactive games lately, voiceover-wise, Halo 3 and EverQuest, and whatever, 4 or 5, I don't know. It's just so I do like 30 or 40 interactive games a year now.
We need to know that we act. John is like a star in that role, and we need, that's going to be a new thing for we actors to negotiate, because we don't know how to negotiate for money quite yet to do the games, because the games are becoming a huge part of the industry, and it's a whole new world that's opening up.
Yeah, I mean they spent $30 million working on Halo 2, and made the very first day it premiered $100 million. That was just the first day it premiered Halo. That was just in the States. I don't know what it made worldwide, but we pretty much got paid whatever we normally get paid for our day's work on it. No residuals or anything in that sense. So, but I'm a real lucky actor. I mean, I work really hard at it. I've been a character actor. I've done a number of TV series, but the older you get, the less parts that are available to you. There's so many actors that have work right now. I'm very happy to see that this season there's a lot more scripted shows on television. Scripted shows meaning shows with a story where they hire actors. American television has been so inundated with game shows. They call them reality shows, but they're really not reality. They're game shows that take place in exotic places, or with people who are trying to lose weight, or people who are dancing with the stars. There's all these different shows, but they don't really hire actors. And as a result, and not only that, with the paychecks going to the amount of money that they're spending on feature films and paying stars, major stars, the salaries on feature films have gone down considerably to the other actors. So when you were making a decent living doing a few parts a year in good projects, that doesn't happen anymore. So it trickles down. I'm not only in competition against the other actors that I've always been in competition against, but also actors that that work maybe even more than I do that are out of work now. So I'm very lucky to be part of the voiceover world. I'm a star in the voiceover world as well. So I'm very lucky because that will bridge the gap between all my work.
Also, John gets to work a lot doing voiceover, work for animation, which is really fun. Some of you may know I do Riddler on the new Batman, but it's so much fun to do. But knowing actors that also are voice stars like John, and then going back to classics like Mel Blanc, who did all the Warner Brothers cartoons. One of the disappointing things I find a lot with, and I love a lot of the new animated movies, but I find a lot of really great voice actors being moved aside to bring in movie stars. And I don't think any kid goes to see a cartoon because Ray Romano and Dennis Leary are doing the voices of the animals. Now, I love both those actors, but I don't think they particularly bring any vocal gifts to some of those roles. And I know that's what John's talking about is now the guys that are masters of voiceover have to go up against Tom Cruise for voice work. Now, I love Tom Cruise in an action movie, but I don't want to hear him do cartoon voices particularly. I don't think he's gifted in that area. And we see a lot of that happening now, and it's kind of frustrating. I know when I go work on a couple of shows that I'm on now, and the voice actors come in. These guys are so amazing. These guys and girls are so amazing. And they've kind of been relegated to smaller roles, whereas I know they can do a better job than me or any of the other people there. And I even consider myself a bit of a vocal actor because I'm a trained actor. And, you know, I'll see some of the other people doing the leads, and I'm not quite sure sometimes what the thinking was, you know, when they bring these stars in who aren't particularly vocally gifted, or that's not the way they work. Maybe they're more known for their looks or their gracefulness as opposed to their vocal tricks. And I mean, I don't know how long that's going to last, and I know a lot of these voice actors find work in other places, but I mean, I remember those guys used to be doing starring roles.
Yeah, but I'm very lucky. I mean, I'm working all the time, so thank you for asking, because, I mean, we love doing it, so it's, you know,
And you don't have to comb your hair.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. I don't shave.
John shows up in his pajamas.
I brush my teeth and go to work, you know, it's great. But no, I'm very lucky, but I've also worked at it this is my, like maybe 28th, 29th year as a professional actor. You know, just making all my money just as an actor, which is, you know, quite an accomplishment. You know, I mean, you beat your head up against the wall going, oh, my work is going away. And it's not personal, it's just, you know, you get older, there are less parts, you know, you do these things. And, you know, my wife is, I don't know if you know this, some of you know this, Julie Benz is my wife, you know, who, Buffy and Angel, and she's on a new series called Dexter. And so we're, you know, it's a great show. You get a chance.
It's a good show. John's wife is on my wife's my favorite show on television, Dexter. You guys are getting it. And let me tell you, there's not a person in here that's not going to love this show because it is dark. It is wonderful and it is smart. And it's just a brilliant, brilliant show. And you know, it's like one of the ones forever. I mean, and you guys got to see Julie on this show. You got to watch the show when it comes over because it is terrific.
But you know, we're lucky as a couple because when I'm not working, she's working. When she's not working, I'm working. You know, we're just really lucky that way. I mean, to live your life as an artist and you take a risk. You take a risk of not getting work as an artist. But if you don't live your life as an artist, if you're an artist, you'll suffer even when. You know, they always say, oh, I suffered for my art. Yeah, you did, but if you didn't pursue it, you'd suffer more. I know I would, because I have to live my life as an artist, or I would, you know, when I don't get to do it, I can be working all the time and suffer as an artist because of the kind of work that I'm getting is not artistically, you know, challenging or gratifying. That's just the nature of what I do. If I want to make a living at it, to actually make a living at it, then I have to do that kind of work too. You know, my sister's a photographer in New York, and she's a brilliant photographer, but she never wanted to compromise herself the kind of work that she wanted to do. She really should have gotten herself another job and done her art as a photographer on the side because she never compromised herself to get work, and as a result, she's always been a poor photographer, you know, in terms of financial.
You used to be able to make your living. You know, in some cities the cost of living is so high, you could make your living as an actor in New York. You can't. It's really difficult.
Yeah, did you ever live in New York?
Yeah, I did Godspell there
6 years, and
I love the town. I mean, I love it. And you know, I also work in Chicago, and the difference, and the Chicago actors are just as good as the New York actors. I mean, you guys have all heard of Malkovich and Gary Sinise and Steppenwolf, but the difference was you really could have a wife and children and live and feed your dog and afford a movie and a dinner out as a working actor in Chicago, whereas in New York, I barely cover my rent.
Yeah. I mean, I worked a lot in New York on the stage, mostly off Broadway. I street performed out front of the Metropolitan Museum, doing, you know, clowning and mime and that kind of stuff. And I made more money performing in front of the Metropolitan Museum, passing the hat, than I got paid. I think the most I ever got paid off Broadway was $950 a week. And that was on the hit show. That's only, you know, 300 or 400 seats in the theater. You can't afford to pay more than that kind of, you know, situation. So, you know, I got my first TV series. I moved to LA and I never went back because, you know, now I have a nice house and I'm married and I have, you know, drive a nice car. I mean, those are things that you know, those things, you have to give yourself those things, or, you know, if you have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Last question.
The last question. Then I have a request. Go ahead. No, you know, it's, I'll tell you, you know, we, as actors, we worry about being typecast. And I was typecast as a Southerner when I first came to Hollywood. I only played one Southerner in my life. I did Summer and Smoke, a Tennessee Williams play, and I played Southerners nonstop, starring roles with major stars. Henry Fonda, Susan Sarandon, big actors. Jeff Bridges, Sally Field. And I starred movies with them in the early 70s and mid-70s. But I was so, then I was considered white trash, or a redneck. Then I played best friends for years. Then I played nerds for years. And then all the horror typecasting. Now I'm a horror actor. They always see you some way. Now I'm playing scientists and fathers and doctors and people like that. With Freddie's been good to me. Freddie opened the door for me internationally. And there's only once or twice when Freddie exhausted me. And that's when I was doing the television series, and then I did a couple of films back to back. In the late 80s. Other than that, it's been a real nice break and a real nice rhythm. You know, it was 7 movies in 10 years, and then the 8th film in 2003. So it's been really good. I have a request, though. I just directed a film, and I've been handing out cards where I'm signing autographs. If you guys go to robertenglund.com, which is real easy to remember, robertenglund.com, and you'll see the words Killer Pad, one word, Killer Pad. Just do the link, and you guys can all see a free preview of my new teen movie. But I need all the people I can to go online and see that, because it helps. So if any of you are curious, check it out for me. MySpace, yeah, MySpace. You can find it, but take a look at that trailer. It's a lot of fun. And if you guys are too old for it, have your kid brothers and sisters check it out.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
And watch Dexter. Best new show in America.
Only in that, mostly afterward, I was disappointed in that he was really such a wonderful guy to work with, that if that was like the first big deal, which it was for me, then you kind of thought, well, this is going to be great. And it's not always so. So, I'm always appreciative of the fact that I had that to start with, because I was there as much to learn what it was to be a principal role in a film, as much as anything, as much as doing my work, you know. And he really shepherded us through that very well and allowed us to play. And he's just a wonderful guy to work with.
And you know, we were all very inexperienced.
Oh, yeah.
We had, my guy Galen had never acted before in her life.
So we had some of it. I mean, you had theater experience. I had theater experience. Scott had theater. Kate Galen, no. And so we all kind of showed up trying to find out what the hell we were doing there as the first big gig that we had, you know. And he was very, you know, he didn't make us feel that way. And we just picked it up and went with it. Trusted us to be actors, which is what we were, and trusted our instincts as actors. And we had a mutual learning situation on how best to portray what he had in mind, so that we didn't look like a bunch of strangers with each other. You know? And I think that happened fairly well. I mean, I think one of the things people say to me about Dawn of the Dead is that they like the fact that we seem to like each other, we knew each other. And that's not the case, but we got to be. I knew Scott a little. I worked with him in a restaurant before we started Dawn, but I didn't know you. I didn't know Galen. No. They didn't know me. So we, you know, and then he was very instrumental in helping us to just be friends.
I thought it was a great job. I thought it was a great job with casting.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Is that he picked the people who he felt would get along and work well together and fit together.
But you know, I did, when I auditioned with you guys, I came back a few days later, or auditioned with 3 other people. And there was, I could tell in the audition that the other people, I mean, that they had one guy who played Scott's role, right? And, you know, he was so over the top. Yeah. And it was almost, you know, I'm the reasonable guy, the guy that's going to hold it together. And he was all over that. And so we were banging heads during the whole audition. And I said, no, I don't know. In my mind, I said, I like the other guys. Yeah, they let me do my thing. This guy's not letting me do my thing. I'm going to have problems with myself. I didn't say that to him, but that's certainly what I thought. And I was very happy that it was David Scott.
And there's nothing as painful, I don't know if you've ever done acting, there's nothing as painful as working with somebody who is a royal pain in the butt. And you can't stand, and they don't like you, and they're not supposed to know that. That's very painful.
That's very, and a lot of times as an actor, you have to do that. You have to work with people that you don't like. There's something about them that, you know, it just doesn't click. And for us, I think we all enjoyed each other. We realized that we were all in an experience. We hadn't had very much experience in the film. And that it was kind of like circle the wagons and, you know, do this together. And we were a unit. We fought as a group to make this thing happen.
Which is what those characters were doing in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, and so it all
meshed.
Yeah, it meshed. It fit well together.
Well, I lit a cigarette back then. I don't know which.
Standing in an ashtray.
I'm standing in Great guys. Bingo.
I'm trying to remember if it was Dario's music. Dario brought the music for the initial release. What happened in Europe, I really have no idea, and I'm trying to think if I've ever heard of it. So I don't know what the difference is, or what. Maybe I have. I just don't recall anything. But it's Goblin's music.
Can you because if it's
Yes.
What do you think of the better the theatrical release?
I thought Daryl's version was very good. I thought that I got a lot of reports when we first released it on the dead. And of course, we were interested in how it was going in Europe. And that was the first time I heard it was called Zombie instead of Dawn of the Dead. But I thought it was good. I thought the score, I thought the cut was a little gory, but that was Daryl. That's how you. If you've seen it, if you can bring me a bourbon and on ice, baby. You know, I can really handle that right now. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm not drinking Germans any longer. Go ahead. You know, it's been an honor. You know, an honor, a joy. We never considered. You know, I thought it was an adventure just going in to do the job. You know, it was as George says, it was like cowboys and Indians. I mean, we were just shooting up the zombies, and we were having a great time. And I look back at this promo, this little trailer, and you know, I see myself playing tennis. I was 215 pounds in it, about 315 now. So it was a different time in our lives. It was just a great time. We were having a good time. We had no idea. And as a matter of fact, when I got the script from Dawn of the Dead and read it, I was a member of SAG, and I think I did a Kojak. I guest started on Kojak, then I did Bingo Long, traveling also. So I was already a member of SAG, and
that's
Screen Actors Guild. So if you remember Screen Actors Guild, you can't do a non-union film. Well, I was, you know, off Broadway. You know, most off-Broadway actors are very, very poor. Someone give me the word for poor in German? What was that? Very, very poor. So when this opportunity came, I said, gee, this is a non-union film. I'm in the union. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. And then I read it. I said, this will never play Guam. This will Guam. How do I say that? You know what Guam is? Guam. You know an island in the South Pacific? Guam. North Pacific. All right. Well, it's a small island, right? With nothing there. I didn't think the Dawn would. That's where they would play. Because the gore, I didn't think the gore and the gut, pulling out the guts, and so many just the blood splatters, and you know the violence would not. The censors in America would not let it in the country. So I said, fine. I said, this will never play America. I can do this. Nobody will ever know. The thing opens, David.
I always ignore his advice.
Yes. The thing opens, and every major theater in America, every major drive-in theaters back in the day. I mean, it was everywhere across the country. I was working at the time with Jack A. Harry, Loretta Devine, and Bill and Jim Pickens. You know that hospital show that's on now. That's popular. You know the one. It's got all the awards this past year. The black guy that has the white hair that plays the heads of the hospital. Come on, David. Well, Jim Pickens. That's Jim Pickens. Anyway, so we were. All the people I just mentioned have done very well. They're major series. They've had series on series, and done very well. Anyway, we were all doing plays for $63 a week at the Hazel Bryant Theater in New York. And Jack Kane, and she's very famous in America. She's had several series and that kind of thing. She has a very unique kind of character she plays. Well, Jack Kane and I were rehearsing downtown at the old bus terminal on 42nd Street down on 10th Avenue, the old Avenue. It was so bad they had water on the floor, and we were stepping through water to rehearse. Okay, let's step into the pond. Okay. Yes, and so there was water everywhere. So we rehearsing this play, and we walked up from there. We walked past Broadway in New York, downtown New York, and at the Winter Garden Theater, we passed it. That's right in Midtown, right on the Broadway area. And there's Dawn of the Dead. And pictures of me and David and everybody else all over the marquee and everywhere. And Jack Kane says, "Ken, look at you. Look, your name. You're a star." And I said to her, I said, "Jack Kane, we're walking because we don't have money to catch a bus to get uptown. It doesn't mean a damn thing." So I had no idea that, and I was called when I got to LA, because Scott and I left for LA shortly after it had opened. And when I got to LA, I got a call one morning. They said, "Mr. Foree?" I said, "Yes." "This is the Screen Actors Guild." I said, "Yes." He said, "The board would like to see you." That's right. He said, "The board would like to see you." I said, "Really? When?" "Wednesday, da-da-da-da-da-da." I said, "Okay." So I had to go before the board, the Screen Actors Guild. Because no, she told me on the phone, she said, "There's a movie that you have out that we like to talk to you about." So I went down and I didn't know what to tell them. I mean, what are you going to tell the board? They can suspend you, they can take your card away, you can't work. What am I going to tell these people? What lie can I tell these people? Well, I decided to tell them the truth. I went down and I told them, I said, "Listen, guys, I did it. I won't do it again. It was an opportunity. I was working on off-Broadway. I was on. I didn't think it would play water." Okay, so they looked at me quite a little surprised in their eyes, and they said, "Okay, don't do it again." And that was it. And I got off the hook. So, that's how I felt. Who asked that question? Who's that? That's how I felt about, Dawn and, okay, do you have another one? No, it's a compliment. How can you get tired of being loved? And appreciated. And how can you get tired of meeting interesting people who want to share? Sometimes people come up and say, "You changed my life. You're the reason I am." Yeah, they do. They say, "You're the reason I am what I am today." Sometimes it's a good thing and a bad thing. but it's very nice to have people who appreciate what you do and to want to visit you and come to see you and communicate with you year after year after year after year after year.
It still surprises me. Every once in a while, I get the thought, I can go to Japan, I can go to Germany, England, and if I tell them about Dawn of the Dead, they go, "Oh yeah!" And that is amazing to me. I mean, I'm just a kid from Indiana who...
We are kids.
Right, that's the same deal, and it still surprises me that 30 years after the fact, that movie still connects with people. And it does. We sit at these tables, and you look up and you see three guys standing in front of you, and it's like, dunk, 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 you know? And you go, whoa. It just still kind of amazes and surprises me. But that's just all a testament to George Romero.
Testament to us too.
Well, I know, but I mean,
but
ultimately, and when I think about, and I think that the movie really can do that. That there's enough in it, holding it at its base, that it can connect with everybody. And that is George. And we were privileged to be able to work with him and to do that. And it's frankly still surprises me that it is holding up in the way it is. Not that it shouldn't, but it just is amazing. Because I don't do acting anymore. That's it. But I don't do acting anymore, and there are people, there are 95% of the acting population would kill to have my one credit in that movie. Because they could work their whole lives and not have that. And my film experience is this. My theater experience is this. And nobody knows about that. They know one thing. And it still surprises me. It's starting.
Let's start. Come on. Last week, I was in the American, last week I was in the American Film Market. That's in Santa Monica. It's a big market where they buy and sell films and that kind of thing. You know the market's here, so you don't know. So I'm standing in the hallway, and I'm talking to a few buyers of fantastic films, and I think Shoreline. So I'm talking to them because I'm a small production company, so I'm trying to, help me. Can we work together? And all of a sudden, two Japanese men who spoke very little English. Kiburi! And so they turned and they picture. And I've been trying to convince these people from Shoreline and Fantastic that they should work with me, right? You know, I have a foreign background, people recognize me, right? And it couldn't happen at the best time. So I turn, I take the pictures, I said, Kiburi, gave me the cards, and so I looked at the guys at Shoreline and Fantastic, and I said, see. So it's everywhere, you know. And as a matter of fact, David, I'm looking, but we're very, very popular in the former. In the former Eastern Bloc countries, we're very popular in Russia. North Korea loves us. so part of the axis of evil. Yes, part of the axis of evil. And I didn't know that. I had to find that out from the head of the Venice Film Festival. God, I can't think of his name. Anyway, and he killed me. He was such a. Anyway, you know Sieges? Does anyone know Sieges? If you know Sieges, raise your hand. You know Sieges? Spain. Yes. It's the largest horror, sci-fi, fantastic film festival in the world. And it takes place right outside of Barcelona. If you ever get a chance, go. It is, they closed down this entire coastal town, and it's all films in the horror, or sci-fi, or fantasy genres. do that for 11 days. It's the greatest thing you've ever done. So I'm there, and this guy that's on the jury, I was on the jury 2 years ago, and he tells me, he says, do you know, Ken, you are very popular in the Eastern Bloc countries. I said, really? He said, yeah. So even to take this one step further, because he gets mad when I go on. I've been known to go on. Somebody gives me, what, 5 minutes? I don't do 5 minutes. I got at least do 2 hours. Come on. All right. So I'm gonna do this one. You take it. Okay. So I got recently. I know you can. Give me this one little bit. Come on. All right. We love each other. Recently on IMDb, International Movie Data Bank, you guys know that. All of a sudden I see this, that I'm in negotiations for a zombie film to be shot in Belgrade called Summit. No one has ever been able to pronounce the title of this. I've gone to Russians. Everybody said, can you pronounce this? Tell me exactly what this title is. So apparently what has happened, and I found out because I was with the Italian group with Minerva Films doing the American film market. And this is, these guys know the people that are doing this. Apparently there's the most famous actor in Belgrade. He's up in age now, but he's like their Belmont Olivier, okay? His son is a fan of Dawn of the Dead, and told his father that he wants to make a movie. So his father took it to the people he knows in the government and said, we'd like to finance this movie. So that's what's happening now. If it doesn't get financed by the end of 2006, which doesn't look like it's going to get financed. The government approved it, but they have to give them the money and spend the money before 2006. And this is in Belgrade, so it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You have one question, and why don't you give it to David?
No,
otherwise
I
you
have
won't.
also a question for David.
Thanks.
Somebody asked, after 30 years, you get tired of the question, but my question is, you get tired of this. No offense.
Me?
All the stories.
Me?
And you sit next to the guy.
Have you ever been married?
Not yet.
It's like a marriage. It's like a marriage.
You can't say, how do you put up with this woman, I love this woman! No, but it's, we're friends. We will always be friends. And we became friends instantly. We're both from Indiana. We both enjoy the same kinds of things. And we connect a lot of ways. And I see him 2-3 times a year at these kinds of things, And it's like it just picked right up.
It's like we've never left that car driving from Pittsburgh to Monroe.
So I mean, it's you cannot appreciate reconnecting with good friends. So I mean, that's really what it is. We are. Get your hands off. That's great. Any other one last question?
Anybody?
What about the shopping mall? Is it still up to date? The shopping mall?
I didn't understand the question. Could you stand up and give it to us again?
The shopping mall, is it still up to date?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's one store, 2 stores that are still there that were there then. The ice skating rink in the center is no more. And they have a lot of food shops in that space, open area food shops. But other than that, it's exactly the same. The area around it, when we did this movie, in 77, 70, whatever it was, before it came out in 78. But 77, 78, there was like a building out there other than the mall, one building. And now it's just like,
Yes,
but it's very busy, but the mall itself looks exactly the same. Exactly the same.
and they don't let people come in there any longer.
People always try to come, where's the elevator? Where's the elevator? I don't know.
They started chipping at the wall.
Yeah, people are taking parts of
the building. So now they're doing, it's almost impossible. Someone wanted me to do a tour. Yeah, another tour. The Spike only did on the 25th anniversary. And someone contacted the mall and they said, absolutely not.
No. The escalators, they have the escalator thing, and Scott's lived that. No, you can't do that now. You know, every long escalator in the U.S., and I don't know if it's true here or not, going down on that thing down the center, there are little things, you know, and I'm convinced that they never existed before dawn of the day. That afterward, people started doing that. They said, "Oh my God!" You know? So they started putting these things along that center thing. Otherwise, people would be going, "Wow!"
I go to some shopping malls, and there have been times when I've been walking through a mall, not often, maybe twice to 3 times in the last 30 years, where I've heard people behind me go, dun, 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 and I turn. So it's, I guess we got to close this out. Yeah.
I thank you. You are very sweet and generous.